Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's been a while, right? But I'm back. So if you see the title and you see the thumbnail, you already know what tonight is about. We're going to talk about Miss, I think her name was Skylar Richardson. It's the cheerleader who had the baby and buried the baby in the backyard. Before we get started, if you could though, go ahead and like this video, share it with a friend, help it get out. And if you have not already joined Boss Beginnings, make sure you join this channel and become a part of the Boss Games. We do tutorials on crafting, and then we do craft and crimes and craft, talk about different things that's going on these internet streets. We're really in the real world, right? And we craft while we do it. So let's get started, guys. All right, so first of all, before we get started, I want to know, what are you guys working on tonight? What are you crafting on? And post it below. And, let's chat. Let's talk about your crafts, okay? So today we're going to be talking about, let me share my screen. Share my screen. So we can talk about, it's really a sad case, right? Anytime we have to talk about something like this, it's sad. Hate to talk about it because it involves a child, right? So let me pull it up for you guys. Which one is this button? No, maybe this is it. I did a slideshow for you, make it official so you know what's going on. All right, so this is the slideshow. If it comes up, give it a second, guys. It's loading. There we go. All right. So this is Miss Brooke. Get this out the way. This is Miss Brooke. I did this on Canva. I think Canva's pretty cool. They have slideshows, have a lot of Canva tutorials. But this is about Miss Brooke Richardson, okay? So Brooke, look at this pretty young lady. She is a cheerleader. She's from Ohio. She has a little brother and her mom and dad in the home. So when Brooke hit about, her mom said about 17, she noticed that Brooke had a boyfriend, and she thought that maybe the relationship was getting physical. And so she did what any good mom would do. I'm guessing she spoke with her about it first, and then she took her to the doctor to put her on some type of birth control. So when Brooke went to the doctor, Brooke finds out that she's pregnant. And her mom says she remembers her coming out that doctor's appointment with tears in her eyes, and she asked her what was wrong, but Brooke said nothing. Well, I guess at that doctor's appointment, she found out she was pregnant, and instead of telling her parents, she decided to hide a pregnancy. Now, I know at 16, if I would have got pregnant at 16, 17, I probably would have did the exact same thing, right? Because she seems like she had her life, going for her. She's a cheerleader. She probably was heading to college soon, and she probably just didn't know how to tell her parents. She probably felt like, when stuff is happening to you, it feels like the end of the world. It feels like, hey, people are going to be disappointed in me. So many people are rooting for me. I've let everybody down. I can't see this working out any kind of way. So if I could have been able to hide if I would have got pregnant at that age and it was possible for me to hide it, I most definitely would have. What would have happened is I would have gave birth to that baby and probably came home like, look, Mama, found this baby, on the side of the road. But yeah, so that's what Brooke did. Brooke, instead of telling her family that she was pregnant, she decided to hide it. And according to her mom and dad, I kind of think her mom knew. According to her mom and dad, they had no idea. So let's look at pictures. So this is her. Let me push this down. This is Brooke. Now, this is her when she was pregnant. This is before pregnancy. This is her while she's pregnant. I see a belly, especially because she's so tiny. I feel like I can see a belly. She looks pregnant to me. So I'm going to say the parents ignored it. I do want to mention that she did have a eating disorder. And so maybe they thought she was gaining weight, but because she had this eating disorder, they didn't want to mention it. I couldn't see that. But then I can't see that because there's text messages of the mom saying, hey, make sure you don't eat too much so you can fit into your prom dress. So, what do you guys think? Do you feel like, when you're looking at this, do you feel like you would have known that she was pregnant? I think I would have. I think I would have. Yeah, I think I would have. And this is her after she gave birth. This is the pregnancy. All right. So what happened is, so she gave birth to the baby, prom night in the house, and she says the baby was stillborn, and she said she didn't know what to do. So at this point, she just buries the baby in the backyard, and then 2 months later, she goes to the doctor and let them know she had the baby. And when they asked her where the baby was, she told them that she gave birth to the baby and buried the baby in the backyard. Well, of course, they called the police, and they went and digged the baby up. And so right now, let's watch when her parents find out. We're not gonna watch this whole thing because it is 24 minutes long, but I just want to watch a little bit of it to show you how what happened when her parents found out. Let's see.
In a towel. Okay.
Let's start from the beginning.
In a towel. Okay. Did you end up burying her at your house? Okay. Was the shovel or whatever you used, was it at your house?
Yeah.
Okay. So just kind of help me, walk through this. So what did you do? I guess, is your bedroom upstairs or bathroom upstairs? Okay, so you had to walk downstairs.
I had to clean myself up a little.
Are you carrying her?
Yes.
Did you go into the garage, or do you have an outdoor shed where you have the shovel?
My garage.
Okay. What did you find, or what did you use?
I just got a shovel. I just put a little hole in my backyard and put her in it.
Okay, I understand. What did you do? Did you have it, and you didn't have any help, right? Okay. What did you do with her while you were digging the hole?
I set her down.
Was she outside with you? Were you worried that anybody was going to see?
Yeah, I should have told my mom. She could have asked me.
I understand, but I mean, what? Was it daytime?
No, it was the middle of the night.
Oh, it was the middle of the night?
Very, very early in the nighttime.
Did it wake you up like you felt like something was...
I didn't sleep that night.
Oh, you didn't sleep, okay. Did you already feel like something was going on with her?
No.
Okay. So this was the middle of the night. Were your parents home?
Yeah, they were asleep.
They were asleep.
They didn't hear me. They didn't hear me.
Did the dogs hear you or anything?
I left my dog upstairs.
Okay. So you take her with you. How far down do you think that you dug?
Not that deep.
I'm sorry?
Not that deep.
Not that
I
deep.
wasn't strong enough. I hurt really bad.
Well, and that's what one reason I asked that is because I know the ground can be pretty hard, and you're trying to do it by yourself. You're upset. It's horrible. You just had a shovel, right? And you didn't have a pick to help break stuff up.
A
little shovel?
I tried.
How far down would you, if you could even guess, do this? Would you say you dug this far, this far, this far? Maybe only that far?
I covered her though.
Was she...
I have to wonder, did she have this plan? Because, I guess her parents could garden. Because I'm like, how does she know, let me go get the shovel and take the baby and take it in the backyard? Was this the plan from the beginning? If I have a baby, I'm going to have to bury the baby in the backyard? I don't know. But it just seems like that's a big jump. Most teens would throw the baby in the trash can or something. And I feel like for her to bury the baby, did she think this through ahead of time?
So you dig a small hole. Did you place her in the hole? Okay. Was she still in the towel?
No, I took her out of the towel.
You took her out of the towel. Did you lay anything down there in the dirt, or was it just the dirt?
It's just her.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just trying to figure out and try to picture. And then you covered her up with dirt, right? And then Then what did you do as far as, did you do anything else? And the only reason, I guess, were you worried that someone was going to notice that or see that? Or
I planned to tell my parents.
What part of your yard is it in? Like if you're
backyard, the very back of my
right in the backyard, but let's say, and I looked at your backyard a little bit, it felt like at your back deck, you're like that door there, looking out into your yard, which
this is her in court. So she goes to court at 20. This happened when she was 18. She has the baby at 18. She goes to court when she turns 20.
she would be off to the left, to the right, straight back.
kind of straight back just a little.
It's all the way back there, like where that tree line is, where the trees are.
Yeah.
And would you be able to show us exactly where it is?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Let me in trouble for her.
Did you, well, wait, stay with me for just a second. Did you ever get a chance to plant flowers yet? Or
I just found some. I put them on her.
You did?
The flowers, I put them on her.
You put them on there? Okay. Are they still there, or was that back when it happened?
Back when I had
That
them.
was back when it happened. Okay, and now then, have you been back there since?
Maybe once. It's hard.
Yeah. Oh, and I'm not saying that you should or shouldn't. I'm just trying to figure out. I'm wondering, what does it look like now? Can you still see the spot where you dug?
Yeah, because I put a little vase by her. There was a little flower pot by her.
Okay. Obviously, there was so much going through your head and everything. And when you buried her, can you tell us about what did you do right after? Did you tell us about now, going back in the house? Like, what do you do right after you bury her?
Clean the wood.
Mm-hmm. Did you have anything to clean up?
I had a towel.
Yeah. What did you do with that towel?
Just threw it away.
You threw it away? Okay. Did you throw it away inside the house or in like the
No,
front key bin out in the garage? Or
Yeah, I
whatever?
threw it away. Maybe like a couple days later. I'm sorry.
Okay. Did you think about telling anyone at that time, or were you still pretty sure?
I don't know my mom. I should have told my mom.
You thought about it?
Yeah, I'm really sorry. It's a little over.
Well, it's okay. I mean, no one can judge.
So what we know is after she had the baby, she sent a text message to her boyfriend, and she's like, "I'm gonna have to tell you about last night. It was horrible, but I feel so much better today." And she went to the gym. And let me get back to this so I can show you what she looked like the next day. Okay, so this is her on my right. This is what she looked like the next day. She went to the gym. She bounced right back. It's been 6 years for me. I still haven't bounced back. But look, I mean, I guess maybe her mom didn't help her get dressed. I don't know. She looks like a pregnant girl. It's like it's hard for me. Like, even though she's tiny, and it's hard for me to believe her parent, maybe her dad, because, men are so absent sometimes as far as like their attention and, what they're paying attention to. But it's hard for me. Maybe her mom was in denial for her not to know she was pregnant. Or maybe she did know she was pregnant and they were trying to figure out a plan on how they were going to handle it once she had the baby or whatever. Because it's just hard for me to believe her mom didn't know she was pregnant. She looks pregnant to me. Look at this picture. She looks pregnant. Look at her before. Her face is almost the same size. She was all belly. But it's hard for me to believe they didn't know she was pregnant. Like, she looks pregnant. And then your daughter comes out of, so when I said I was going to show you with the mom and dad interaction, but that was the interrogation with the police. But with the mom and dad, she tells her dad that when she went to the doctor that day, that the doctor still prescribed her birth control pills. And that she starts taking these birth control pills. She thought about abortion, but it was too late. And so when I went to the doctor, they prescribed her birth control pills, which doesn't make sense if they told her she was pregnant. But she says they prescribed her birth control pills and she began to take them. And then she ends up giving birth 2 months later, according to her, to a stillborn. And the dad states, like, you did this in the house? We didn't hear anything. Like, how did you do that in the house? Like, so I think he kind of believed that the baby was not born alive because he feels like I would have heard something if the baby was born alive. So maybe the baby was born stillborn, but it's through. Let's Google. I'm gonna Google. Can taking birth control pills while pregnant cause a stillbirth? Can taking birth control pills while pregnant cause a stillborn? Let's see what they say. No, we say it doesn't. Taking birth control pills while pregnant does not cause a miscarriage. The hormones in the pills work by stopping ovulation and thickening the cervical mucus to prevent sperm from entering the uterus. During early pregnancy, these do not contribute to miscarriage or stillborn or birth. Let's see. What does it say? Okay, it says a lot of ads. So this says no, taking birth control pills do not. But it can cause preterm birth. That's what it says. And this one says the opposite. Most studies show that there's no risk of harm to an unborn baby from most forms of birth control. This includes birth defects, preterm labor. So I guess it depends on the type of birth control, but the answer is, I guess, no. Taking birth control does not harm the baby. So even if she was taking the birth control pill, which I don't understand why a doctor would prescribe birth control if he just told her she was pregnant. I'm thinking maybe she told them that she didn't want to tell her parents just yet, and that if she came out and she didn't have the birth control prescription, that it would look suspicious. So she probably agreed not to take them. But, maybe, I don't know if that's legal. If the doctor can just go ahead and prescribe them and tell her not to take them. I don't know. But I'm thinking maybe that's what happened. But she actually started taking the pills. And then she ended up having the baby 2 months early. But she probably had the baby early because if she has an eating disorder, she probably wasn't eating correctly. And it probably was a very, very stressful time, which probably induced her labor. Okay. Let's go back to the interrogation.
Judge, what you did at that time, we weren't going through what you went through at all, so I can't say you definitely should have told your mom, because I wasn't going through it, so, and we're not here to try to do that. You said, so this is in the middle of the night, right?
Yeah, maybe
You said the next day you delivered your afterbirth. Would it have been later on that same calendar day, but later during the day? Can you remember?
Came out with me. I don't even know what it was supposed to look like.
What the
I just came out something came out with the body, but there was it was just a lot.
Yeah, well, and that was probably it, because it's a lot, and it kind of looks. I just won't really even describe it. It looks very unique, but once you see it, you know what it looks like. But so that came out. Have you gone to any other doctors after that, not including the appointment you went to 2 days ago? Did you go anywhere to get checked out or anything after you delivered her? And okay. Are you still doing okay? Okay.
This will be over soon.
It will be. Let's talk about exactly what happened. Tell me the first thing when you say you didn't sleep that night, that this happened, leading up to it, you didn't sleep. Is there a reason why you weren't sleeping?
I was hurting.
It was always hurting, so you felt like something was wrong.
Yeah.
Okay. And so, did you maybe think you were going to have, or just there was so much pain you couldn't sleep, or you felt like?
Yeah, it was just a lot of pain.
Okay. Had you had any pain prior to that?
That day, yeah.
Like what kind of pain?
Just it hurt, it felt like cramps.
Okay, cramps, were they piercing, sharp?
Yeah, and in my back.
And in your lower back, okay. And now did you go?
They say those back pains are the worst ones.
Go into the garage, or do you have an outdoor shed where you have the shovel?
My garage.
Okay. What did you find, or what did you use?
Just got a shovel, and I just put a little hole in my backyard and put her in it.
I think I went back.
away. Okay. After that, not including the appointment you went to 2 days ago, did you go any piercing, like sharp?
Yeah, like in my back.
And in your lower back? Okay. And that you did, but just follow me. The reason we've got to talk about this a little bit is because I know that this wasn't planned, it wasn't expected, and the medical staff, they were actually concerned when you left that day. You found out that you were going to get an abortion or try to, give yourself one, possibly just as a result of, because this wasn't, what you planned and expected or anything. But you're saying that there was nothing like that. Let me ask you this: Did you ever think about it?
I mean, I'll be honest. I thought about when they told me I was pregnant. I asked if I could not have it, if I could get an abortion, but I was too far along.
They said because you were too far along. Okay, which I understand that. My daughter thought about it. My daughter thought about it too. Did you do any research on it?
I kind of thought maybe if I could figure out if it wasn't, or if I wasn't actually, but no, I don't think. I can't honestly remember. I promise I didn't try and kill her.
Okay, that's what we're trying to figure out.
What is it about?
And I don't think.
See, he's staying calm because he's trying to get her to talk. He wants her to tell him exactly what happened. And he just really needs to know, when the baby was born, was the baby alive? I mean, I guess her having the baby, being stillborn, and she burying the baby, it's not really, it might be a crime, I don't know, but that's not murder, And they want to know, was the baby alive when she had the baby?
I guess I'm not meaning to say, did you try to kill her? I'm just asking you if you, considered giving yourself an abortion, because that happens a lot. People give themselves an abortion. Did you ever search anything on the internet about giving yourself an abortion or having an abortion?
No, I just kind of thought of maybe looking up ways to maybe see if I could not have it, but I never followed through with anything.
What kind of ways did you look at, or where did you?
Maybe how to have an abortion.
Is we're going to have your phone, and we'll have to do what's called a forensic examination of your phone. And what that does is, it's almost kind of scary because how much we use our phones, but what that does is it will go back in our phone and it will bring everything up. Like, let's say my phone here, like, she deserves so much more, and I believe you. But also, there's part of me that knows you've already been through so much. You're going through this on your own, and you've got a healthy.
So what ends up happening is they they basically allude to the fact, well, are you sure the baby wasn't alive when you were born? She's like, oh, I don't know. I kind of rocked the baby kind of hard, and person, I don't know, maybe I did something to the baby. And then there was the person who did the autopsy on the baby said the baby was burnt first. And so then they asked her about that, and she said, maybe I did burn the baby. Oh, I'm so sorry. I just don't want to go to jail. Da, da, da. Well, then she came back and recanted her statement and said the baby wasn't burned at all. So it kind of threw out her confession, because they were like, she just confessed under distress because she's young, she's scared, and she had these police officers interrogating her, and that she wasn't truly guilty. I mean, that's not up to me to judge. So basically, like I said, she said she gave birth to the baby, even though she texted that she was so happy after she had the baby. They're basically saying that the baby wasn't alive. And so she went to court. In court, they found her not guilty on all of I'm not going to say all the criminal, but all the murder charges. And she was found guilty for misuse of a corpse or something. Let's see. So it says Brooke Skylar Richardson is alleged to have offed her baby just days after her high school prom. We saw the prom pictures. She has been charged with aggravated M-word. They don't like to hear. And so this is what she got found guilty of: tampering with the evidence and abuse of a corpse. That's what they found her guilty of. They found her not guilty of everything else. She ends up getting like 3 years, like with suspended probation, or with suspended whatever. She'll do it at home, whatever that is. And I want to know, do you guys think that was the right verdict? I mean, if the baby wasn't alive, like she says, do you think that that's the right verdict? I mean, I can only imagine how scary it is at the time. But I do still feel like she should have tried to render help to the baby, because maybe something could have been done. Maybe the baby wasn't even stillborn. Maybe the baby just wasn't talking. Because, they slap the baby on the butt when you have the baby. Just doesn't come out crying sometimes. So her thinking the baby has passed, the baby maybe hadn't even passed, I don't know why, well, I guess because they went and found her 2 months later. So she probably was decapitated pretty, she probably decomposed is the word I'm looking for, pretty good. So that's probably why they weren't able to figure out the cause of death, because it was, so much later. And I don't know, this one hurts because, she was young and she was scared, but I feel like everybody in her house played a part in this. She told them, I'm sorry, Tiffany, I didn't say that. Said, how did they find the baby? So she went to the hospital, and when she went to the hospital, she told the people that she just had the baby. And when she told them that she had buried the baby in the backyard, they basically contacted the police. And then the police came and picked her up, and then they went dug up the baby in the backyard. So that's how they found out. Is because she went to a doctor and basically told them, I guess she wanted to be checked out, and she told them she had just had a baby and told them what she did. It probably was eating her alive, so she probably just had to confess. She probably needed to confess. But she was found not guilty. I want to know in the comments what you guys think. Do you think that she was not guilty? Do you think that she should have walked free? People have compared her to Casey Anthony and how she got off with what she did. I want to know what you guys think in the comments. It's a very sad case, and as the judge said, had she told her parents, had she been getting her prenatals, she would have named. She said she would have named the baby Annabelle. Annabelle could be here today, but because she chose the road she chose, Annabelle isn't here, and that's just sad. It's sad, but let me know what you think, guys. And if you have a story that you would like for me to review and go over, send it to me in my inbox on my Melissa's Cookie Creation on my Instagram. Let me know what you think. And I'm going to start doing these. I'm trying to do them daily. I probably want to do it on Wednesday because I do my Tumblr. Just to, and I want to let me know what you think and what stories you want to hear about. Until next time, guys, stay crafting.